Jump off that exhausting hamster wheel and into balanced living with Dr. Marissa.
Promise you joy in the mystery.
Dr. Marissa, also known as the Asian Oprah. Her mission, to be a beneficial presence on the planet. Her purpose, to be your personal advocate to live, laugh, love, learn. Her life motto, don't die wondering. Take back your life with Dr. Marissa Pay.
And welcome. You are tuned into Take My Advice. I'm Not Using It, Get Balance with Dr. Marissa, the morning show here on NBC News, CNBC News, and NBC Sports radio station KCAA, AM 1050, FM 102.3, FM 106.5, and streaming everywhere. iHeartRadio, Spotify, Stitcher, Spreaker, iTunes, Amazon Music, Audible, and more. Why? Because I want the maximum splatter zone for my hope and happiness so you can start your day in the most positive way so that you can continue to attract great things to happen to make you smile and laugh, which is my favorite sound in life. And it is a special season. Not only are my Rams going to the Super Bowl, I also just returned from San Francisco, spending a wonderful Chinese New Year with my family. And it's coming up, Valentine's Day, or Single Awareness Day, which applies to me, although I am very happily divorced and happily single. That doesn't mean I'm not open for it, as you will hear in the Spotlight interview today, because I think that it is most important to have the best love relationship with yourself. And then from that place, you can have a brilliant relationship with someone else. But if you are walking around with your antenna on looking for someone to complete you, you know, I'm a big fan of completing yourself first before you go out and create something with someone else. And all of those lessons are on many of my relationship shows, whether I am giving the advice that I don't always take, especially when I'm not in a relationship. But I thought because it is the season that I would bring you one of my best Valentine's guests. She was on a consecutive, I believe, 6 years on my show celebrating Valentine's or Single Awareness Day. Her name is Dr. Pat Allen. And when we come back, I have her very direct, very interesting, very controversial, and for many, many, many people, I know thousands of people who swears that Dr. Pat Allen is the reason that they are married. And she does have the book, Getting to I Do, and you're going to get a taste of her. If you've never heard her before, get ready. Hang on to your little girl or big girl panties. She will tell it like it is. And if you are one who has not been successful in getting someone to pop the question and say, I do, then you might want to take a listen and get her book, Getting to I Do. And before we go on break, here's a mini interview with a tech expert from Verizon to talk about this new 5G. His name is Andrew Testa, so stay tuned for more.
Good morning, it's Dr. Marissa, and you know me as the Asian Oprah, and you know that I like to bring you good news and informative news. And expanding broadband access is a national priority, yet nearly a quarter of households are without home internet. At the same time, it's estimated that 88.3 million Americans only have a single choice for an internet provider. Now, a new internet option is coming to our market. Here to discuss how 5G is now providing a viable option for home and business internet is the nation's top 5G expert, Andrew Testa of Verizon Wireless. Welcome to the show, Andrew Testa.
Thank you so much for having me.
Absolutely. So tell me about this new tech.
Yeah, so we made some big news in January, and that Verizon expanded its 5G ultra-wideband network to more than 100 million people in 1,700-plus cities nationwide. And really what this means is you get 10 times faster speeds than what you have now, but it also means that now that more than 20 million households will have access to game-changing home internet, and 2 million businesses are now covered with 5G business internet service. So we know how important it is to have really strong, reliable internet for both home and your office. And so we are so excited to bring this to more and more people.
Great. And what are some of the benefits besides being connected to everyone?
Yeah, so there's so many to talk about, right? So one, it's reliable and fast to power all the devices in your home with lots of devices connected, right? So we all have more devices than ever. We're talking about phones, tablets, gaming consoles, smart TVs, all kinds of devices that we have now. It's reliable and fast to power all of it. They're both simple and hassle-free, so no messy wires. And for the home internet service, you don't have to wait at home for the cable installer because this is something that is plug and play. You just plug in the home internet gateway, and in a few minutes, you're all set with home internet. There's no annual contracts, so no extra fees, no data overages, and no equipment charges. So the price that you get is guaranteed, no promotional price creep. And lastly, I'll tell you this, right? So if you're a Verizon customer on one of our latest 5G Ultra Wideband Unlimited plans, you can get 50% off the home internet service. So that's home internet at just $25. And if you're a 5G business internet customer, you can lock your price in for 10 years. So again, no promotional price creep there. So many benefits. We can't wait for everyone to try it.
Yes, because I am a happy Verizon customer for my mobile phone. So I was just about to ask you that question, do I get a discount?
Yes, and just $25, and there's no separate bill. This is just one other line item on your mobile bill, so we couldn't make it any more simpler.
Right. Now, the earlier intro comments about, some places only have this internet service available, this service. Are you saying that this is available to everyone?
So this is available now to 20 million households, and we're expanding as fast as we possibly can, right? So we know that so many people will, want to try this service, and when they do, they're going to love it. So we've made this available now to 20 million households. And then 2 million folks can get the business internet service. So to be able to check to see if it's in your neighborhood, you're going to want to go to Verizon.com/5G home, or you're going to go to Verizon.com/5G business internet, and you're going to want to plug in your address, and you'll see what services you qualify for. And you're going to want to check back often because as I said, we're constantly updating, constantly expanding. We can't wait for everyone to try it.
Right. So even if I check today and it's not available, you're saying to check back maybe in a week or a month or?
Yeah, just to continue to check back because, like I said, we're constantly expanding the service. So you'll be able to plug in your address and plug in your email, and we'll be able to we'll be able to provide an update on that service for you.
Great. And this service is better than the current wired internet. Is that what you're saying?
So this is a great option, right? So as I said, there's so many benefits between the plug-and-play and self-install and amazing speed. So we're offering speeds up to 1 gigabits per second. Wow. Again, this is at a value that is absolutely unbeatable, especially if you're a Verizon customer and you're going to want to be a customer of both when you can. So right. This is just an amazing service.
Great. Yeah, I was just clarifying around the speed. So 1 gigabyte, that's pretty amazing. I'm looking at
Absolutely.
30 and 40, so that's great. So how do we get more information? Can you repeat where do we go to find out more and to see if we're covered?
Sure. So you're going to want to go to Verizon.com/5G home or Verizon.com/5G business internet. Again, plug in your address and check back often.
That sounds great. Thank you so much for the information, and good luck covering the world with 5G.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
And now, as promised, we're moving on to another visit from Dr. Pat Allen when we return on Take My Advice, I'm Not Using It, Get Balance with Dr. Marissa, the morning show here on KCAA, the station that leaves no listener behind.
Take back your life with Dr. Marissa Pay.
And we're back. You're tuned into Take My Advice, I'm Not Using It, Get Balance with Dr. Marissa, the morning show here on KCAA, NBC News Radio, AM 1050, FM 102.3, FM 106.5, and streaming everywhere, including my YouTube channel, where if you free subscribe, you'll get an alert at 8 in the morning that a new show is about to drop, as well as enjoy my red carpet interviews with a plethora of co-founders, Make-A-Wish Foundation, Priceline, UGG Boots, Pictionary, you name it, they're on my red carpet, as well as my show with Ron Brown, former Ram, so we can cheer all that on. What was interesting is I actually was cheering for both underdogs on both the AFC and NFC, and I got them both right. It's too bad I didn't go to Vegas. But anyways, and you can also get videos of my cooking. And I know you all thought that all I make are reservations, but I actually have cooking lessons, one with my daughters on Recipe Rehab, which was a CBS reality show. And you can actually find that by Googling Recipe Rehab, Pay Family Fried Rice and Spring Rolls, as well as my Chinese New Year recipe that I just posted up there as a short film on making dumplings. All that, and of course, my interviews with Halle Berry, John Travolta, and Quincy Jones, my favorite, are also there on my YouTube channel for you to enjoy for free. And we're trying to hit the 250,000 view mark before May 1st, 2022, which will be my 9-year anniversary with this show. So whatever you can do to help would be appreciated. Speaking of which, if you shop on Amazon, please, please, please go and use Smile Amazon. It's a nonprofit link that you pay the same thing for the item that you want. It gives Amazon the opportunity to give my nonprofit 8 Ways to Happiness, a 501c that helps kids, teens, and young adults who have temporarily forgotten their birthright to happiness, gives my nonprofit that little bit. Thank you for that. And as promised, here is one of the funniest interviews that I had. Actually, every interview I think is 5 or 6 times with Dr. Pat Allen. Every single time I laugh, I have to stop from laughing, otherwise you can't hear her. And I apologize if I've done that several times in this show. But if you want to know why women and why men are the way they are, she has some definitive answers. Without further ado, here's Dr. Pat Allen. Enjoy. But let me tell you about one of my favorite guests who gets so much love from Dr. Marissa listeners. She is dubbed the Love Doctor by the LA Times. Dr. Pat Allen has been on Oprah, as I said, 4 times, CNN, Geraldo, Maury Povich, KTLA, every news station that you can imagine, and is the resident sex therapist on Bravo's hit show, The Millionaire Matchmaker. Patty Stanger's a student of hers and talks about her. In fact, I had David Cruz on here a couple of sexual healing series ago, and he was waxing her praise as well. Her best-selling book, Getting to I Do, is in its 30th printing and has helped thousands upon thousands of people all over the planet straighten out their love life with thought-provoking questions like, do you want to get laid
or get paid. And advice like don't go to bed without a contract. Yes, this will be an R-rated episode. So if you're in the library listening, move somewhere where you can laugh out loud and sometimes with embarrassment, as I will be doing because every time she comes on with me, she rakes me over the romance coals. But there's nothing like what Pat Allen says to you that can't straighten out your love life. So that's why I have her on every year. Please help me welcome, without further ado, Dr. Pat Allen. Hello, my favorite love teacher. So we are going to be replayed on Thursday on NBC. So just to warn you, my FCC people are going to find me. So usually you can say anything you want. But today, if you could help me out and not say the FCC rule violators, okay?
The what?
The language that will get me a $20,000 fine on NBC.
I will speak like none.
No, I don't want you to do that either. Then it wouldn't be you. You know, Oprah calls you the comic mother superior. You know that, right?
Yes, I know that.
Yeah, and I know why. So welcome back. How's your year been?
It's been just fine. I'm doing a lot of interesting things.
Tell me.
And well, if you want to know, I'm on LA Talk Radio. I have my own show on Friday night.
Wonderful. I didn't know you started that again.
Yes, we just started it last week.
Fantastic. What time?
7 to 8 o'clock California time, and it's on drpatallen.com. It's an internet show, and I answer questions.
Fabulous. So
I'm glad to support you and your show.
Aw, thank you.
And I'm glad you're allowing me to say my show.
Absolutely. In fact, I should have gotten to you sooner. Maybe we can get her over at Universal Broadcasting Network. I didn't know you were shopping. I would have snagged you. But we'll talk about that later.
Yes.
All right. So, and you are another young year older. Is this the year of the sheep for you? Are you a sheep or a goat?
The what?
Are you born in the year of the sheep or the goat? Do you know Chinese astrology?
I really don't know.
Oh, okay.
1934, 80 years ago, I have no idea which astrological sign I was under.
I'll have to look that up for you. So
that would be very interesting.
Yes, it actually, maybe Jarvis can do it while we're talking. But you're 80 now? I thought you were only 74. Why did I think you were 74? You're a young 80?
Pardon?
I can hear your phone going.
I'm trying to turn off my phone.
No problem. You're 80 years old this year?
There. What?
You're 80 years old this year? You're not 80. I thought you were.
I'm 80.
Wow. You're 80? That's... I thought I was impressed because I thought you were 73 or 74.
I hope you're on a show sometime when you're 80 and they say, don't use the F word.
Yes.
That's like being young forever.
Yes, you are. You're a great role model.
Immaturity helped me a great deal maintain my childhood.
Yes, and your advice for, I don't know anybody who hasn't listened to you, but just in case
I don't give advice. I teach virtue through science.
Virtue through science.
I do not give advice.
Okay.
I choose to believe that God works through nature. I'm not a pantheist, but I do believe that nature tells us exactly how to do, especially in the area of sexuality.
Okay.
So I teach virtue through science.
So what did you learn from nature? That is.
What I learned from nature is basically there's got to be the courtee and the courteur. In other words, somebody's got to chase somebody. When two people chase each other, they're just a couple of rams bashing heads.
Okay. So someone's got to be the pursuer and someone's got to be the pursuee.
Only if they want a successful courtship.
Okay.
If they don't, then they don't follow nature, and many people are, quote, hooking up. Hooking up is so much equality that it dulls romance.
But I've heard you say that it's okay to take a lover on, though.
It's okay to take a lover on if he's been your burnt-out lover from the past, an ex-husband, an ex-boyfriend, who you know deep down in your heart you tried to build something, and now all you are is friends.
Okay. Friends with benefits.
Friends with benefits, right.
Okay.
I'm not a moralist, I'm a therapist.
Okay.
What you do is your business,
all right. So you don't have, so there's no judgment, because I have women all the time. All the time they say to me, how is it possible to have a friends with benefit relationship without feeling bad about myself?
You have a lover if you're waiting for the right man, if you've got the right man, but he's not in fruition yet, and you're a horny lady.
Okay. So if you're a horny lady...
That's what it takes. Libido comes in different percentages for each person. There are couples that have sex once a month, and they're totally comfortable with that. There are couples where one of them wants it every day.
Okay.
And the other one wants it once a week. Remember, you need to be chemically involved, you need to be compatible, and you need to be a good communicator to negotiate an in-love relationship.
Okay.
If you've got 2 out of 3 or 1 out of 3, you can't be in love.
So those 3 things are?
Chemistry, compatibility, and communication.
Okay.
If you've got chemistry and you've got compatibility, you're the fighting Bickersons, but you love to make up. If you've got chemistry and you've got communication, he lives on one country and you live in another one, you're not compatible. If you've got compatible and you've got communication, you are just friends.
Okay. So there has to be the chemistry.
All 3 have to be present, and I specialize in communication. I help people negotiate a 51% valuable relationship. Well, why not 100%? Because I know the Messiah may be coming, and he may even already been here, but I don't know if there are perfect human beings on the planet. So 51% means on the worst day of your marriage and relationship, you know why you're there.
I hope you laughed with her and at me as much as I did. There's more of Dr. Pat Allen coming. No pun intended. When we return here on Take My Advice, I'm Not Using It, Get Balanced with Dr. Marissa, the morning show here on KCAA, the station that leaves no listener behind.
Take back your life with Dr. Marissa Pay.
And we're back. You're tuned into Take My Advice. I'm Not Using It. Get Balanced with Dr. Marissa, the morning show here on KCAA, NBC News, CNBC News, and NBC Sports Radio Station, AM 1050, FM 102.3, FM 106.5, and streaming everywhere. iHeartRadio, Stitcher, Spotify, Spreaker, Audible, Amazon Music, iTunes, and more. And thanks to you, this is the number 1 8 a.m. show in the Inland Empire on the number 1 talk news station in the same place. And I am grateful to all of you for continuing to support and listen and laugh and message me and stay with me on social media. I'm Doc Balance on Instagram. I'm Dr. Marissa Happy 88 on TikTok, but don't tell my kids. And then Dr. Marissa Pay everywhere, Facebook, Twitter, I don't do that as much, but it's still there, and LinkedIn. So please do join me in any of all of those where I do post at least once a day, and that's where I can converse with you. All right. And now, as promised, the remainder of the show centered on Dr. Pat Allen and her pre Valentine's or pre Single Awareness Day advice for you, my favorite listening audience. Enjoy. And welcome back. We are celebrating Valentine's with my gift to you, the amazing Dr. Pat Allen. Now, is it possible to develop chemistry?
No. Men are quicker at it because their genitals tell them when they're chemically interested.
Mm-hmm.
We are slower because very often we're women's livers and we pick with our eyes.
Yes, that's me.
And when we pick with our eyes, we're picking their beauty so we can show them off to our family, friends, and enemies especially. So I like women. Now, there are women who basically know that if they pick with their ears, when they first meet this person, I require people to date 3 times,
yes,
especially women who pick normally with their eyes.
Yes.
I teach them to pick with their ears, like sense of humor, character, politeness, cherishing. I want you to know, and I'm sure you've met, a woman who didn't know she was with the right guy until she had dated him a few times at least.
Mm-hmm.
And then she realized he got cuter by the minute.
Mm-hmm. And that's still my problem. I hate to tell you this. I wanted to come on the air this time a year later and tell you that I was in the love of my life romance after your coaching and doing the duty dating, but I'm such a failure with you. I'm still picking with my eyes. I just cannot seem to, if I'm not attracted as soon as I see them.
I've got news for you. Wait a minute. Attraction is DNA. It has nothing to do with eyeballs. You've had a friend that said, I've met the most perfect man, and you meet him, and he is a royal dog. Because you have no DNA chemistry. Chemistry is not what you get with your eyeballs.
Okay.
What you get with your eyeballs is, I want to get laid more than paid.
Okay.
Some of the most beautiful men have no money, no ambition, you see? Because their beauty attracts people just like a beautiful woman.
Mm. But then I go back to, I practice the law of attraction. Can't I have both?
I got news for you. The law of attraction is you always fall in love with the person that's got the missing part of you in their soul. Have you ever noticed that when you look and find somebody that's perfect, gone to the right school, right religion, right politics, right everything, but there's no chemistry?
Yes, that happens all the time.
Okay. Well, I've got news for you. Chemistry is not a vote of the mind. It's a vote of the body. The body is attracted to a man or a woman, depending on whatever sex you are and whatever proclivity. Your brain decides whether you're straight or gay.
Mm-hmm. But when I look and I'm not, and I don't, but my body is connected to my body response is connected to my eyes. I can't seem to disconnect
I got
those.
this you. No, dear, your chemistry is attracted. Your eyes pick sex.
Okay.
Your body picks sex. But your soul picks the missing part of you. Everybody you've ever fallen in love with has brought you a painful lesson. I guarantee it.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's the missing part that they're bringing. And the book, The Invisible Partners by John Sanford, S-A-N-F-O-R-D,
Okay.
is a good demonstration. And it speaks also of the gay population, which works under the same premise.
Mm-hmm.
DNA is attraction. Eyeballs and ears are part of what you want in the way of compatibility.
Mm-hmm.
It has nothing to do with attraction. If you go with somebody that your eyes picked, but there's no DNA, within 3 years, the first year is fascinating. In fact, it's infatuating.
Mm-hmm.
Then you enjoy, and then the third year is boring. So
Okay.
a relationship without genuine DNA compatibility, and this is, Helen Fisher set up chemistry.com, why him, why her. Chemistry is DNA. If it's a man who's a little like your dad's chemistry, but a little not like your dad's chemistry, it's very desirable because diversification is good for nature.
There's
we
the
make good
nature.
babies
Okay.
when we're not the same DNA.
All right.
If his DNA is too much like your dad, he's taboo.
Mm-hmm.
If it's not enough like your dad, he's an alien.
Okay.
And the same goes for men with women. Exactly the same.
Got it. So if you've just tuned in and you're wondering why this voice sounds very familiar, not mine, because you are on Take My Advice, I'm Not Using It, Get Balanced with Dr. Marissa. I have my favorite love doctor on the air with me to celebrate Valentine's Day, or Single Awareness Day, Dr. Pat Allen, and she is talking about chemistry and the 3 things that are necessary for a great relationship. Let's see if I got it. Chemistry, compatibility, and communication. And she takes her lessons from nature. And I actually have, instead of, because there are a lot of people wanted to call in, and it's like, you know what? It's my show, and I have questions that I've collected. So I'm just going to tell you the questions that have been messaged me, and we'll go from there. How's that sound?
Okay.
All right. So here's one question. So I flirt, I smile, and the guys do not follow up and ask for my number. Is it okay for me to ask for theirs?
Is it okay for you to chase a man is the question.
Correct.
It's okay to chase the man if you're hooking up, and that means your plates are mine, no building. It's okay for you to chase the man if you're over 50 years old, because if he's over 50, he's a woman anyway, so you might as well chase him.
Wait,
Okay
what? Say that again. Unless you're over 50, because what?
If you're going over 50, between 45 and 50, we're going male. At 45 to 50, these guys are running around getting testosterone shots, when the truth of the matter, it's the estrogen in their body that's melting them into crybabies.
Okay, so it's okay for a over 50 woman to ask an
That's
over
called
50
a cougar,
man.
dear. Cougar.
I do have a question on that one, actually. So
Part of the answer.
so cougar.
And
So I had a cougar.
nature.
So I don't. So this came in from actually somebody on LinkedIn. I don't want to be a cougar, but I look and feel and act younger than the 53 years that I am, and the guys my age look much older, and I don't want to be the younger bimbo. What do I do?
You decide that you want to get paid enough to go with a mature man with money and bring him the sensual sexual joy that he wants to pay for.
Become a prostitute?
Pardon?
Become a prostitute? I don't understand the paying part. You're not saying
I
be
got
a
news for you.
prostitute.
The only difference between a wife and a prostitute is a blessing, and the prostitute doesn't have to do laundry.
Okay.
It may be a better job.
Okay. So are you telling? Okay, well, we got to back up because someone's going to ask this question. So again, and you have my assistant producer like laughing so hard he can't run the soundboard. Thank you very much. So a woman that's over 50 is supposed to find a man with money. Is that what you're saying?
No.
Okay.
Over 50, 99% of the time wants to get laid.
Okay.
Is Madonna with a man her age? No. Is J-Lo a man her age? No. Tina Turner? Look, mature women are hornier than younger women.
Okay.
And if they've got money, they can afford toy boys.
Okay.
And older men want toy girls. That's why that guy goes with that gold digger hard body, because he's now bonded to her, lost his wife, lost his family, may lose his life with the Takotsubo cardiomyopathy heart. Do you know what that is?
No. Tell me
You
what
know
that
what
is.
that is?
No, what is that?
It's called the broken heart syndrome. When you betray a person, like a man who's going on estrogen midlife, that heartbreak within the first week of being betrayed may cause his heart to fill up with fluid on the bottom chamber, thus setting it up for a heart attack.
Wow.
So if there's a man or a woman with a man listening, if you've got a son, a father, a brother, whatever, and his heart hurts the week after he gets dumped, take him to an emergency ward and have him evaluated for a Takotsubo cardiomyopathy, a
Wow.
typically healthy heart that blows up.
Huh. So heartbreak becomes literal.
And that's called the broken heart syndrome, if you want to look it up on your computer. See what I mean? Everything I do is based in science.
Yes, I see that. All right, I've got some more questions for you.
Good, go for it.
Okay, we're going to talk about sex now.
I thought we already were.
That's true, but I'm going to get really sexy here. I had
use the F word.
Yes, I know. Actually, we can't use the B. We don't use the B word either. I'm not sure if that's on the list or not.
Oh, this doesn't work either. I was giving you the title of a book.
Yes, we'll argue that point when I'm up.
Okay.
When I'm up there. Okay. So,
I recommend to women, please only make love the way your body tells you is right for you.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying?
Yes. So
Too many women think that men know what they're doing when they have their quickies. That's simply nature getting more babies for the population.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay.
We women have the responsibility of setting standards.
Okay.
And if we don't set standards, we do things that are scaring our bodies and therefore setting up bad syndromes.
That's a great different frame to look at. It's not a morality issue. It
Has nothing to do with morality.
Yeah. Next question. What if a guy doesn't ask for exclusivity? I'm afraid that if I play hard to get, he'll just say it's too much work and go to easier women.
Wait a minute. I don't have my ladies play hard to get. He goes for sex on the first date. I say, tell him thank you for being attracted to me. I'd love to make love to you. But are you really willing and able to go monogamous? No socializing with other women, no sexualizing. Are you really ready to aim for marriage? Because I am. And are you really able to see me regularly every week? Is that where you're coming from? And guess what? 9 out of 10 will say, no, I'm not ready for that.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Well, I'm not ready to consummate my wedding night yet either.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But I'm more than willing to date you.
Mm-hmm. And so then I don't believe this, but I've heard other people say, but Dr. Pat, isn't that like just so old-fashioned? Isn't that just so
yes,
like
dear.
yesterday?
It's just like old-fashioned. You know what? Cultures and religions have designed sexual practices, some strict, some looser than others, because they need to protect the act of sex as a progenitor of the population. Sweden doesn't marry anymore.
Mm-hmm.
I was on a special series for them because they want to teach their people how to get married again.
Oh, wow.
They're not marrying.
Right.
Marriage is going
It's true.
down.
Yes. Yeah, I've heard that statistic. I actually spent some time there when I lived in Europe, and it's true. Everybody was living with everybody, but there was very little marriage.
That's what I'm saying is, what are you teaching your kids?
Mm-hmm.
Remember, governments and countries are built on family units. That is the brick of society.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't care if it's one man and 14 wives. Those are his 14 wives.
Right. Okay.
You see?
Yes, I see. If you've just joined us and you're wondering who I'm talking to, it is the amazing Dr. Pat Allen, 4-time Oprah guest and now 4-time Asian Oprah guest. And we're talking about love, sex, and romance as she's my Valentine's present to you, Dr. Marissa listeners. Okay, here's another question. If I take a lover, I am afraid that I will develop feelings for him again.
No.
No.
Remember what I said? The qualification for a lover, it has to be an ex-husband, it has to be an ex-lover, it has to be an ex-boyfriend who you have burnt both ends of the candle with. You are so over romance. Your bodies still like each other, but you know better about building anything.
Got it. And in that case, it's okay to fulfill the extra horniness that comes with age for women. Is the
Absolutely.
Okay,
are you aware of the power of the tongue on the clitoris?
Yes.
Okay.
I've heard.
Oh yeah, you've heard. You've never experienced it. I got it. Okay. Well, those of us that love it, those of us that are 80 and love it because her 85-year-old boyfriend loves it.
That answers that question. I was going to ask, are you still going out with him? And you are, obviously, in a big way. God love you. All right.
God does love me.
I know. I want to be just like you. I
want to be just like me when I get to be 81.
Exactly. Every time someone asks me why I'm still single, and I say, I want the relationship, but I really, really want someone who is spiritual first and then very, very close second, extremely successful, and then a very close third, really attractive to me. And then I hear your voice. You're using your eyes.
Yes.
You're asking to be, you want to be respected more than you want to be cherished. And
that's right.
You have to quit being so strong. I mean, that...
You've got to be passive, patient, and vulnerable.
Mm-hmm.
You have to present. You have to look in the eyes and smile, but not talk. You have to be healthy looking. Women in wheelchairs can look attended to.
Mm.
They can look clean. They can look dressed. And a man will take the time. You've seen handsome men pushing women in wheelchairs.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And that's making love.
Mm-hmm. Putting the love back into making love. That's my new byline for you.
And putting the love back is following nature's laws.
Mm-hmm.
Nature's laws are God-made.
Right.
Follow them.
Right. So, okay, my listeners will want to know how to find you. So, first, you have a great website, Dr. Pat Allen, right?
drpatallen.com. I have a belief that if you're making money off people's problems, that's doctors, lawyers, therapists,
Mm-hmm.
you owe it to the people that can't pay you to give them the message that has been gifted to you. I believe that every gift we have belongs to our audience or our patients or whoever rather than us. That's God working through.
Yeah, I absolutely agree with you. And that's why I gave it to you last year. I'm going to give it to you again. You are the recipient of Dr. Marissa's Beneficial Presence on the Planet Award. Again.
I totally appreciate it.
So what intentions would you like to set for yourself this new year of the sheep and ram?
For myself?
Yes. Because there's
that
power
I
in this.
continue I just passed my physical, I just had my mammogram, all the physicals that I need, I passed. And therefore, I have planned 3 years. I planned my life in 3 years.
Oh.
And so I think I'm going to make another 3 years.
Mm-hmm.
And I pray that I carry the message, as you've allowed me to do here,
Absolutely.
until I drop dead on camera.
Oh, God. Only you.
I think that's such a dramatic thing.
As
The audience will think it's a joke. That's what's really funny.
You're just out of this world, and I love it. And you're so shy. You're shyer than I am, right?
Thank you.
Yes.
Don't forget the following thing.
What?
The only way you know you love yourself or anybody else are the commitments you make and keep.
Beautiful. Wonderful, wise, loving, and romancing the self words from Dr. Pat Allen. Thank you so much for coming on.
Thank you,
Marissa. Thank you again. We'll see you next year. And then
good,
I can
good.
tell you if I am. I've had 3 relationships this year. So I did do my duty dating.
Good.
Yeah. No, I actually had them. Now, they didn't last they didn't last that long, but that's
Upgrade.
okay.
Fill the spots.
All right. Thanks again. Love you.
Love you too. Thank you.
Yes, that was the comic Mother Superior, as Oprah calls her, Dr. Pat Allen. She is beloved, unbelievable. She's 80 years old and still
And that's it for one of her many yearly Valentine's visits to my show. I hope you enjoyed that as much as I did. This is Dr. Marissa reporting live from my living room. I did a little renovation, as you can tell. Reminding you that it's all about balance. Peace in, peace out, world peace through inner peace. Now go forth and multiply the love that you are and have the best day ever. See you tomorrow.